Welcome to Real Estate Success Partner. We're your hosts, Devin Dubuc,
David Wynn,
and we're here to talk about how to have great success in every market. And today, guys, that market is Las Vegas, Nevada. Dave, who'd you bring along with us today?
dude, I don't know if this guy even needs an introduction.
Are they ready?
Yeah, for this guy. He's, I guess, the Godfather of Las Vegas, Nevada, the Godfather of real estate.
Real estate coach.
Real estate coach for Tom Ferry. Holly, I don't even know if he's a broker or just a badass or whatever he is, but Javier Mendez, come on down.
I got my cane over here, so I feel like the Godfather every once in a while, right? So it's all good, right? Just joking. How you guys doing?
We're good, brother. Always good, man. Always good, and always good to get to talk to, a fellow rock star, brother. Great to get you here on the show today.
I can't believe it. By the way, the fact that he's even on is amazing because every time I talk to him, he's going from one phone number to the next, to the next, to the next, because he's so freaking busy. It's amazing.
He's so freaking productive.
That's a good point.
Yeah, that's what it's about.
Well, and here's your follow-up, my brother, is like on point, by the way. I will get a call every Friday, and I'm like, bro, I'm in a showing or something this or something that, Dave. So, dude, hats off to you, man. Hats off, because it is about that. This whole game is about follow-up. And while we coach agents on that, they don't realize, like, you create the lead, and then you're going to hand it off to somebody else because you can't follow up.
Yeah.
That's insane to me. It's like, why give it away? So, and I have my challenges.
It's a contact sport, baby. It's a contact.
It is for sure.
Well, so let's talk about that. So you're in the Nevada, Las Vegas market. Are you from that area originally? Is that where you got your start?
I was born in California, and then I came out here when I was 8 years old. So
yeah,
I'm a native vegan. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's just what it is.
You've been there, man. Yeah, you've been there. Yeah,
oh man,
you've grown there. This is your hometown. So you get out of high school and you said, I'm going to be a real estate agent. Is that where we went into?
Oh yeah, no, absolutely, man. I was 19 years old and I said, hey, I'm going to get into real estate because I just love it. No, absolutely
no
not.
one ever.
No one ever really thinks that they're going to get into real estate. It's funny. No, how it happened is it was very interesting because, I was 19 years old. What boy, should I say, wants to start their career? And, my mom, my aunt, my cousins were all going to school, going to college. Yeah. So I decided to go to college.
There it is.
I decided I didn't like college. It's just one of those things. Yeah. And so I guess I'll just share the story in regards to how I got into the real estate industry. Are you guys okay with that?
Yeah, we love it, man. I love it.
So I was just figuring out what I wanted. And everybody, my uncles, my aunts, they're all professionals. They're all professionals in the medical industry, psychiatrists, neurologists, everything. And they're like, well, why don't you get into this? And I'm like, I don't feel like I don't like a boss. Mm-hmm. But I'd started just at Citibank just to figure things out. And I'm sitting at my house, and we're from Argentina. Not a big, huge Argentinian following or population here in Vegas at the time. So when we get together, it's a big deal. Yeah. And I remember sitting down, and I was probably, 20, maybe 21. And I was in my couch, and can I mention names? Because they're probably still in the business. Probably not.
Yeah, it's up to you, right? Okay. If you feel like you can, you can. If you don't feel like you should, then don't.
My mom was good friends with a whole family. And she came in, and she was a lot younger than my mom, but my mom was friends with her mom. She came in, and she had a brother. The brother was coming over, and we started all talking and all that good stuff. And I don't have the best Spanish when it comes to Argentinian culture, should we say, because Argentinians think their Spanish is like the best Spanish. So it was very interesting. I always got corrected. And then she said, hey, my brother's coming in, her little brother at the time. And at the time, I want to say he was probably 24. His name was Fabian. And he came in dressed up. And she was getting into real estate as well, his older sister. And I said, why are you all dressed up? He says, I just got back from work. And I go, what kind of work do you do now? And this is Spanish. Keep in mind, not a lick of English. He spoke nothing back then. And so we were talking, and he goes, yeah, I'm in real estate. and I sell real estate. I go, how do you sell real estate when you don't even speak English? And you get what I'm saying? Like, we're in the United States and he's selling to the Hispanic people. And I said, well, how much do you make about? And he says, probably right around $200,000-$300,000 a year. And I said, that's not bad. I'm thinking, hey, this is kind of cool. Right? Yeah, exactly. So he leaves. I start talking to my mom. They're like, no, you don't want to get into sales. It's not good. It's not this and all that. And my dad goes, go for it. My stepdad at the time, which was very shocking. He said, do it. So I call my one of my best friends. I said, hey, I'm thinking about getting in real estate. He goes, you're not going to believe this. I go, what? He goes, I'm thinking about getting in real estate myself as well. So me and Ruben, we went to real estate school and he passed immediately. I
overachiever.
Yeah. He was at the time, right? And it took me 3 times to pass the national. And so I didn't give up, but he had a good 6-7 months jumpstart on me.
Yeah.
And I was like, so how is it? I know what's going on. Give me some good news. Give me some things and all that. He goes, dude, I don't have anything yet. I ain't got nothing yet. Right. So we joined. Yeah. He joined this company and I joined right after him. We went through and it was just a journey. And what's cool about this is he had passed away. He was my best friend.
I'm sorry.
And he gave up on real estate probably 2 or 3 years into it. And I said, no, this is for the long haul.
Yeah.
This is for the long haul. So I kept going. And the bigger issue is, and I don't know if you guys ever experienced this, when you first got into real estate, did your friends ever help you, by the way? Because they did not want to help me at all.
No.
They didn't want to see me succeed. It's so weird because you want to help your friends.
That's it.
And your friends are like, no, I want to go with somebody that's, been in the business for, 10 years, 5 years, or whatever it is, right? And I'm like, just trying to get into real estate. And I'm asking all my friends for business. Not a thing.
Yeah.
So what I did, I called a bunch of for sale by owners back in the day. I would cut out the old RJ, which is the Review Journal, call for sale by owners, and got my listings that way. Ruben chose not to do that. He went his own route, and then he's like, this is not for me. Yeah. I said, okay, well then I'm on my own right now. I don't have any support other than my broker, and that's how I did it. And from here on out, it was weird. Like there was a time probably 12 years into the business, and I'm like, why am I pounding? I mean, this is 2008, 2007.
I remember those years. Yeah.
Oh, you remember those years, right?
I do.
You were afraid that somebody's going to knock on your door and say, hey, get out of the house.
Yeah.
Right? Because, you made your living at real estate.
That's it.
And I'm like, what am I going to do? How am I going to do this? And then all of a sudden things started changing. And then I got my REO accounts and I pivoted.
Yeah. And
I did 600 REOs, sold 600 REOs at the time, just pounding it out with REOs.
Yeah.
And then market changed again. I've been through 7 market changes.
Was that about 2012, 2013? You started opening up?
Yeah.
Yep.
And things started happening for me. And I started getting more listings. And back then, I want to say probably 2015, 2016 is when Ruben passed away. It was cool because I was like, man, we had such great times in real estate, the little 2 years or 3 years that we were in it together. And at the same time, I started selling luxury probably in 2013, and more came to me on that. And, it's nice when you get the larger commissions because then you see the value of many years in the industry.
That's right.
The negotiation and all the education that I put into this.
That's it.
Because there's not very many agents that I know that even put education into their own business. From the NLP, from the MER sessions, from the hypnosis, from the negotiations, being able to negotiate a contract better, even studying the contracts. There's just, it's weird to me because it's like when I take on coaching clients, let's go back to coaching now, flip my hat here and put a coaching hat on. I'm like, what have you done so far? Well, what do you mean? What have you got? What's your knowledge of the market?
Right.
Well, I want to sell homes. Okay. It's like, how many homes are for sale in your market?
Yeah.
How many are pending? How many are sold? None of them know it. And I'm like, here's the first thing you want to do. Create a search, send it to yourself, and get to know how many homes are in your inventory and look at them every day.
That's right.
Because the pendings that we have 2,800 pendings right now. That's 2,800 opportunities that I have.
My man.
We have 2,600 closings in the last 35 days. That's 2,600 opportunities that I have. Mm-hmm. But if they don't see the opportunities, they're going to focus on the what?
Negative.
what they're not getting.
Yeah, what they're not.
Yeah,
This business isn't working. There's nothing.
exactly right.
Yeah.
Man,
And
how
so,
you know, all I hear is you're an overnight success.
right? Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, geez, man, guys. And so, this journey has been really challenging. And, I sell everything. And the reason why I sell everything, because there's a lot of agents that just do the luxury. And they're like, why don't you just do luxury now that you've sold a $7 million home, a $14 million home, a $6 million home, a $3 million home?
Right.
Because the ones that I get at 800 to $1 million to 600 are going to buy your $2 million home, or going to buy your $3 million home. And those luxury agents are missing out on those people because they're mine.
They become buyers
they become buyers.
They become buyers of that same caliber. That 100%, brother, 100%.
Yeah. So that's where I'm at right now. It's the coaching has let me have a whole new found love for real estate, and the real estate itself changing as quick as it does. Because you're a coach too, yeah?
I am. And let's peel that back a little bit, because we talk about, you talked about a lot. And I want to recap a little bit of that, because what you said was, I got in the industry. I was a little late behind a buddy of mine, and, he wasn't doing a lot of activity. And you got in and you said, hey, look, for sale by owner, right? FSBOs, right? And a lot of people, it goes back to that heavy phone. I want to call them. What would I say? How would I say it? I think that's the problem that a lot of people have. And that's why that phone feels so heavy, is they don't know what to say. But you had the courage to say, it doesn't matter. I'm going to say what I need to say, and I'll learn as I go and I get there. And I'm sure you had some mentorship and some coaching to get there, but it wasn't what you have today. That's for darn sure. But then the market gets difficult again. And you didn't just lay down and say, well, the world's ending. People don't know how to lend, and there's you figured out how to sell REOs, right? And got really good at that. And then all of a sudden,
wait. Let's pivot for one thing.
Yeah.
250 free BPOs I had to do before I landed my first REO account. 250. I just kept on going and going and going, because I knew what it was, right? So.
Well, that's dedication to a process. That's having non-negotiables in your life, right?
Yeah.
And that's saying, hey, look, it doesn't matter what happens. I'm going to find a way, right? I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do it until I get it right. Right. And then I'm going to have success, because that's what success is. It's figuring out from the mistakes that you had to create new successes. But you know what? What you did that's really smart now is now you've pivoted into coaching. Now you're a coach, but you started getting coaching and eventually became a coach. And getting coached is huge, right? I'm coached, as you mentioned. I also coach. And, that's important, because effectively, like you're talking about here, you could get into an industry and know nothing about it, or you can have a coach that's going to help mentor you and grow you and show you, hey, you need to be paying attention to these things. You need to be studying this. You need to have a better knowledge in this right here, because now you can better serve your consumers. You can better serve the clients that you have. And you're going to find business opportunities that other people just didn't know existed, because you're educating yourself, right?
Always. And there's never a day where I think I know everything.
No,
because I'm always learning, right? And as long as I'm open to learning, then I'm open to change, and I'm open to opportunities. It's the time where you say, "Oh, I know that you're not open to opportunities or change."
So Javier, how long have you been a Tom Ferry coach?
Tom Ferry, 12 years.
12 years.
Total coach going on 18 years.
Yeah.
Coaching. Wow. Yeah. I was with I started coaching with a guy out of Canada who actually coached Mike Ferry back in the day. And I coached for him for a while. And then I went into Tom Ferry and so forth. Yeah.
That's awesome.
So what do you say to all this? Because I tell everybody in my industry all the time, everybody needs a coach.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter at what level of real estate you're in, if you're just starting or you're a season of 20 years, What do you say?
Don't get a coach if you're not serious about your career.
That's it. Yeah, that's it.
Right? I mean, it's just like the same thing with football or soccer or anybody else, right? Messi didn't become Messi because, again, I'm from Argentina, right? So I had to go right? Sorry. But Messi didn't become Messi without coaches. And he's got 3 or 4 coaches.
Yeah.
Jordan had 3 or 4 coaches. Well,
without coaches and discipline and non-negotiables, right? Because that's the thing that I found with people that are serious about success. They're serious about discipline. They're okay with being held accountable,
Yep.
And at the end of the day, they're okay with taking criticism, right? Because effectively it's the only way that you can get better is to be able to have that constructive criticism, say you're doing great here, but let's focus on some of the things you need a little bit of work on. And you know what, if we apply this right here, man, this is going to help you take off. And then you watch it, and you watch it and you happen and you nurture it. And that's what we do with our coaching program, internally. We have a coaching accountable. We meet with our team literally every single morning from 9 to 11. We do a coaching call, and then we make our phone calls together for 2 hours, the whole team. We're all calling together, right? Why do we do that? Because we know that activity is where the money's going to come from, right? And it's going to help them grow.
Do you discuss your coaching personality with them? Because my coaching personality is probably a lot like yours.
Yeah.
It's like, look, I would expect a coach my coach. I've always had coaches that are direct with me.
Yeah.
Don't sugarcoat stuff, because it's going to take me that journey's going to be twice as long if you sugarcoat stuff.
That's it.
Until I finally get what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
It's like, tell me straight up what I got to do and let's make the change. Right. But there are those people that don't want that. And it's like, well, then, I can try to change as much as possible. But if you're going to get hurt on certain things, I'm probably not that coach for you.
Yeah.
I've been in the business 30 years. I've seen it all. I'm hoping to see more. You know what I'm saying? And I should say I've seen most. And
right.
I'm going to lead you in the right direction. I'm not going to push you. I'm going to hold my hand out and say, are you willing to take this hand? And you're willing to go through the journey together.
Yeah. Well, what we found, and it took me a long time in my career in this industry to figure it out, which was people are only going to let you hold them accountable for what they want to be held accountable to.
Amen.
Right? And it took me a long time to figure that out, because I'm like, man, but if you just do this, they didn't want to be held accountable on that level, right? So, one of the approaches that I've taken, and again, because I'm coach and they help me identify this, is, hey, let's sit down and let's find out what your goals are. And then let's ask you if you want to be held accountable to reaching those goals. Because if the answer is yes, and your answer, yes, I want to reach these goals and I want it 10 out of 10, right? I want it 10 out of 10, then I'm going to help you get there. But if that's goal that you're not willing to put forth 10 out of 10 effort to get to, I hate to tell you this, you're never going to get there, because you have to have that attitude that if I want to reach this, I'm going to do whatever it takes, as long as it's legal, moral, and ethical, to get to those results, right? And if somebody comes in and makes that kind of commitment, I can coach them, right? Yep. But if they're not ready to lay it on the line, and they're not prepared for coaching, right? They're not ready.
No, I didn't. When I got on coaching, I want to say it was 1998. I don't even know how long that is. So whatever your guys' math is on that, I said about 20 years, 25 years, whatever it is. I didn't miss a call. 26. Okay, cool. So I didn't miss a call.
Yeah.
My money back then, I mean, dude, it was a lot of money. It was like $800 to $1,000 a month.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I never missed a call. Nowadays, it's a bit different. It's like, oh, can we reschedule? No. If you don't give me 24 hours in advance, right. It's about your accountability to this journey that we're going on together. Like, don't let me down on the journey. Like, if we're taking a trail together, I expect you to look for rattlesnakes while I'm going up this journey, out here in Vegas.
I'm the same way. And that's the other thing, as far as the accountability goes, get a schedule and follow it, because how are you productive if you don't even have a roadmap to success? Right.
Right.
So at the end of the day, sit down, look at what you have that you need to be doing in your business, collect your non-negotiables. These things have to happen. Our 2-hour call window, that's a non-negotiable. That has to happen, because if that doesn't happen, business doesn't come. Right. And then fill in your slots for us, it's consultations and meeting with new agent and business partners. Right. So fill in those slots. And then for the things that you don't need to be working on, either don't work on them or give them to somebody else to work on. Right. So that you can stay focused on money-making activity, because where's the money coming from? Right. The money comes from the money-making activity. And if you stop doing the money-making activity, your business is going to stop. You're done.
Yeah. And it's cool to talk to people throughout the whole nation, though, on what the different markets bring you.
That's
like
right.
For you guys being in Dallas and me being in Vegas, it's pretty cool. And then Dave saying, hey, you know what? I'll create a loan. I don't care. I'll go to Ethiopia if I have to create a loan, right?
Yeah.
Do that too.
Oh, yeah.
So,
well, you know what DFW stands for here in Dallas? Down for whatever. We're going to do whatever.
There you go.
To make it happen.
And he is, by the way. He's like, dude, give me a loan. I'll create it. You'll see how well I do.
Yeah.
Right. And that's Dave's follow-up plan. And again, don't lead create if you're not going to follow up. You're giving it to somebody else.
Hang on. So let's talk about this. You always get the first yes, right? Every time you ask someone?
No.
And I think that's the biggest thing you need to teach people. Like in our business,
That's it.
most of the time,
We celebrate the no's.
if there's 6 calls,
It's one step closer to a yes.
In some situations, it's the 10th or 12th time before it turns into a yes.
That's it.
You know? So think about that. Your first yes is sometimes between 5 and 6, about 30 or 40%. But a lot of times it's at the 10th or 12th call. Not a lot of people can endure that.
Well, it's rejection. They have a fear of rejection. And when they get rejected over and over again, they assume somebody doesn't want what they're selling. But at the end of the day, our mentors put it to us this way is, I go to dinner and the waitress comes over and it's a lovely meal. And she says, hey, would you like a slice of pie? No, I don't want a slice of pie. Does that mean that I don't ever want a slice of pie? No, I don't want a slice of pie right now. I might come back 12 visits later. She asked me for that slice of pie. And guess what? I'm ready for it now. Yeah, let's take it. Serve it up. Hey guys, it's Devin.
And David.
We're your real estate success partners. Hey, if you're enjoying these podcasts and want us to keep bringing back this content, we truly appreciate you following us. But if you could go below and subscribe or make some comments, we'd truly appreciate it. And we'll keep bringing back great content in 2024. Right?
If we go to dinner, I'll take your slice of pie for you.
Oh, man.
Here's amen, right, brother? I have one statement in regards to the 10 or 12 that you guys are talking about.
Yeah.
Because the agents that I'm coaching right now, if they don't study their scripts and their dialogues and knowing their market, that 10 or 12 becomes 36.
Yeah.
It becomes 40. Then they want to just become a relationship. It wants to, hey, I want to be your friend. Yeah. And then guess what happens after that? They list with somebody else.
That's it.
Because they don't respect you as the professional in their lives.
That's right.
Well, so it's very interesting because this follow-up game right now, to me, naturally, it is probably more than 10 to 12. Tom always said, go at them at 8 to 12. But now it could raise.
Yeah.
And it's not because we have lack of knowledge of our scripts and dialogues in our market. It's just because it takes people a little bit longer, especially during this time right now, election year.
That's it.
Right? Yeah. It's, all I'm going to do is just keep working, keep knowing the market, and just keep going, just like I've
always asked for the business. Always ask.
I was going to say the second and third thing. You don't want to be their friend. There needs to be a call to action to every single call.
Well, you want to be their friend, but there's still got to be a call to action, right?
There has to be a call to action.
Because people do business with people they know, like, and trust.
Right.
You want them to know, like, and trust you, but they need to trust you as their trusted advisor. And that's where the ask comes from.
Yep.
Right?
Every single time.
You have to do it. You have to do it. And if somebody thinks of it disrespectful, this is what I do. This is what you're not going to walk into, or you're not going to go, not that I go to McDonald's because I don't, but you're not going to go to McDonald's and they're not going to say, hey, would you like fries with that? They're sure as hell going to ask you if you want fries with that, because guess what? It's a business and they're going to ask you to do business with them, right?
They'll sell you all day long in the restaurant. That's why they asked me for the pie that I would take all day long if we went to dinner. So I'm all good with it.
That's it.
I'm all good.
How many hours a day do you work, man?
So 8 hours in a day, we'll say, or 12 hours in a day.
For most people.
Look, and then that's exactly it for most people. I got to follow my schedule. And, right when I wake up, I look at my calendar and go, okay, I have a podcast coming with you guys at 12 or 2 your time, right?
Yep.
And then I have a podcast right before you guys, not a podcast. It was a Zoom meeting at 11, for the coaches meeting and stuff like that. Because we have a huge event coming up at Summit over. Oh,
in Dallas.
I'm going to be in your guys' neck of the woods.
27th.
Yeah. I'm going to be over there, by the way. I'm going to be working it. So
are you coming?
All good. Yeah, of course I'm coming. I have to work it. Yeah.
My man.
Yeah. Well, so, and so, I always look at what I have to do in the day. And that's not to say the key thing. And I always heard this with my old company with Keller Williams at the time was, if you erase, you must replace. Whatever I have to erase, then it's got to be the next day or it's got to be later on that day. But make sure you always replace, because if you're not replacing, then you're losing it. So to answer your question, my hours, I wake up right around 6 o'clock. I work out. I do my thing. We have a handling objections call for my coaching clients Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 8:30 to 9. And then after that, it's all about work.
Yeah. Whether
it's my follow-up, whether it's creating new business. Look, the two key things is, and what you said magically is this. Two things need to happen. You need to create business You need follow-up and you need to write contracts. Or in your guys' case, write loans.
Grow and create, right? You
Yeah.
got to keep business, you got to grow your business, and you got to create new business, right?
Exactly.
Those are the three things that anybody that's in sales has to understand, right? And you have to have a healthy business, right?
Yep.
Because if you're not growing your business, just like if you're growing anything in life, then it's gonna become no more, right? It's going away.
Yep.
You don't have it. Keep, grow, create. That's what you got to do.
Agree.
Yeah. So you've got this coaching thing you do, and then you have this, but you're having crazy success in real estate and still finding time to coach and do all these other things, right? So talk about that. How do you hold it all together, right? How do you manage both sides of the business?
Well, I have a team, Devin, right? So, I mean, that does, I mean, come on, bro. I mean, if we didn't have a team, I don't know how any agent can survive without having a team or having some kind of support system behind them, right?
Yep.
And so on my coach days, I make sure that, I'll try to schedule my buyers during this time. If I can't do it, I'm giving it to one of my team members.
Amen.
And I will try to match up that buyer or that price range or that house with the team member that knows the market for that.
Yeah.
Right. And I'll say, hey, can you do this? We're just getting so many leads right now on both ends, on seller and buyers. But I have noticed our market has gone up almost double in inventory. And I'm sure you guys are experiencing this too.
We are 6% over pre-pandemic levels here in the DFW. We're actually in a fairly high inventory market, which is surprising because the rest of the world, that's not the case.
Would you say it's a seller's market still for you guys, or would you say it's a buyer's market?
We're in a buyer's market.
We're in a buyer's
market, and I'll tell you why we're in a buyer's market, because we are 6% up on inventory.
Interesting.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, the homes are starting to sit longer, right? Yep. Which means that our buyers actually have the ability to negotiate. They have negotiation power. We haven't seen this in a long time, right? Yeah. So, for us, it's a buyer's market, but we know that's not the case in the majority of the world. The northern states in general are all negative inventory pre-pandemic levels. You guys are doing pretty good over there in Nevada, like you were talking about, but you get over into Illinois, negative 66%. They're down 67% inventory in Illinois. So, but we're talking Nevada today. So we'll talk about your market. What's happening up there?
We have over 6,000 homes, which we haven't had since pretty much pre-pandemic.
Right.
What you want to say, right?
That's it.
Pending's right around 2,800, and sold in the last 35 days is right around 2,400.
Yeah.
So, it's still a seller's market,
right,
in a way. But when we start hitting, and I've always said this to every one of my team members because I went through it, when we start hitting 9, 10, 12, 11,000 homes on the market, that's going to change. Now, the new laws, this is very interesting in regards to new laws. Do we want to discuss this or do we not want to discuss this?
Brother, we can discuss whatever you want to put on the table. So let's go for it, my man.
I have a feeling this whole lawsuit with these attorneys, they didn't realize when a buyer's market happens and when sellers really need to sell their homes.
That's right.
What kind of impact they're giving to homeowners.
Yeah.
And it's going to be very, very sad to see what they've created. And nobody ever thinks, they're just thinking about themselves and
right.
what the existing, like it's the now thing, right?
That's it.
But what happens if we implement this? What will happen in the future?
Yeah.
And I'm really, really curious to find out, like in your guys' market, how that's going to pan out. Now, we'll have more discussions off.
Yeah.
Because
right.
it's really, for you guys, I can see a change happening for you guys and the buyer's agents that are out there. They will be more appreciated for sure.
Well, there's no question about it. And this is something we talk about all the time, but when you're out there and putting your home on the market, and like you said, you're in a seller's market, so it is a little easier, but we're in a buyer's market. And when you put your home on the market, it's no different than any industry. You want to have a marketing budget, right? Like, how much money am I putting towards my marketing budget to get people to come and buy my product, right? When you've got a saturated market and you've got no buyer representatives, right? It's a little harder to move the product off the shelf.
A little harder? Dude, brother, good luck trying to get the best price possible.
My man. And that's exactly where we're going with this, because effectively, now you don't have an army, and I say an army, of agents that are out there trying to sell your property for you. And that's where it's going to change the industry. And that's where people that are thinking, oh, but I could earn an extra 3% and keep that in my pocket. Well, no, you're not, because you're going to end up having to reduce the purchase price of your home to attract people to the property. And at the end of the day, by that time, you'll wish you would have paid that extra commission to get that support of literally thousands of agents who out there trying to sell your property for you.
Yep. I always put it this way. You can give it to the small mom and pop shop to try to sell your item, or you can give it to Walmart.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? How many people are going to walk in Walmart as opposed to a mom and pop shop and try to get, the highest price possible for your item? You're just not. And, the Walmart's just going to blow you away.
Yeah. Do you really want to sell it or not? Yeah, you're 100% correct.
The MLS is Walmart.
Yeah.
Bottom line. I hate to compare it to that, but I mean, let's just call it Target or Target is Walmart. Right. So there you go.
A little bit, right?
Yeah, right. Exactly. But it's opening it up to the market. And, we have 16,000 agents out there, which we have almost 18, I think now. I haven't even checked on how many agents because I really don't really focus on how many agents. I like to focus on the ones that sell.
That's it.
Opening it up to them and having the relationship between agents. I never, ever piss agents off. Never. I never, unless, of course, there's been maybe one or two times in my 30 years.
It's going to happen. Yeah. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. Do you know what Apple is?
I think I'm talking on one right now. Yeah. This little Apple. Yeah. Right here, right in front of me.
Do they still have commercials?
Oh, no. Well, and
Yes.
and the interesting thing is it's just known though. Apple is just so known that
It is.
I don't even look at the commercials anymore.
Yeah.
I don't have to.
But they have them, right?
Yes, and they do. Yes,
They have them, right?
them.
Do you know what
Didn't
McDonald's?
they have one during the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Or no?
I don't know.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
No? Okay. I know I saw one recently. It was very interesting, but go ahead.
Well, we know what McDonald's is, right?
Yeah.
They have a lot of commercials. In fact, I could probably drive down the road on the way home and see some billboards with McDonald's on it. We all know that they exist. We know who they are. They're still marketing.
What is their new slogan? Is the slogan still "I'm loving it" or is it something else?
I would think it is. I don't know. Yeah.
It's just McDonald's. It's the Golden Arches, right? That's how we known them back then.
Yeah, they sell nuggets and my kids love them. I won't do
Yeah.
it, but
Amen.
But it is what it is. But that's what I'm getting at. You want marketing because that's what makes a business thrive. So when it's out there time to sell the property, you've got to make sure that you're paying for the marketing. It's just part of the cost. And, I get, folks want to say, hey, but it's excessive, but it takes a lot of work. In fact, when we talk to top tier agents from across the United States and unfold everything that they do, when they do what they do, there's a lot of homes that get shown that never get a commission in their pocket. There's a lot of work that's happening behind the scenes and they never get a commission in their pocket. There's a lot of money that comes out of their personal budget and they never get a penny in their pocket. So at the end of the day, there's a reason why the commissions are set where they are. And ultimately, if you're out there working hard for your money, and there's a lot of people out there are, I think, you're going to be boldly mistaken when you put your home in the market without paying the other half. And that's my personal opinion, and I'm sticking to it.
We just got done selling one for last month at 2.748. Take a guess on how much the list price was.
God,
Take a guess.
is it because you're saying it's a seller's market?
No.
2.2.
Okay. Cool. Right on, Dave. 2.748.
Exactly.
And we sold it for 2.748.
Yeah. Well, you priced it right.
Closed in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
The other one that I just sold for 768,000 sold for 768,000. It's not just about the marketing.
Yeah.
It's also about the knowledge of the agent and how to negotiate skills.
Amen.
The skills of negotiation, right? And there's a lot of agents that choose not to do or not to put time back into their business.
Yeah.
They want their own time. And sometimes you just got to give your own time to build your business and support your business and put education back into your business.
Knowledge is power.
And knowledge is power. And knowledge is free. So now, it's all over the Google. It's all over the internet. It's all over Google.
Go to
and
YouTube.
You can BTS it all day long.
Yeah.
But the thing is,
the podcast, right? Hop on some networks of communities of people that are out there doing the same thing that you're doing. Read some books. Jump on an Audible. I mean, at the end of the day, you need to be educating your mind. If this is the industry that you represent, you need to know it inside and out, because that's how people can develop that confidence that they know, like, and trust you. And you're going to do what it is that you need to do.
Amen.
Yeah. Well, brother, man, I know we could keep you here all day, but at the end of the day, we got to cut these things at some point in time. What have we not tackled today that we should have covered?
Well, for us, I need new agents. Like, I'm hiring new agents and new agents and new agents and new agents, right? Another thing is I'm just interested to see how the market turns this coming up next year, right? That's something that we haven't left unturned because it's still yet to be turned. But I'm motivated. I'm excited about it, and we'll see what happens from there on out.
Well, calling all agents in Las Vegas, if you're
right?
looking to find yourself with an amazing
the
team.
Mendez Team.
Yeah, it's managed by an amazing, coach, right? At the end of the day, 26 years of coaching, right? That's going to stand behind that, going to tell you what to do. And we already know you have so much business, you don't know what to do with it. So if you're out there scratching your head, right, wondering where to go, and only if you're a hustler and willing to put in the work, give this man a call. Javier, tell us, how do we find you? What markets do you serve in? How the folks get a hold of you, brother?
Well, since I grew up here, it's pretty much Las Vegas, Henderson, even down to Boulder City. I even have some of our team members going down to Prompt right now. 702-241-0909 is my cell/text. 702-241-0909. If you need to get a hold of me on Instagram, it's the Mendez Team. It's Javier at the Mendez Team. And then Facebook is the Mendez Team. YouTube too, the Mendez Team. So there you go.
Now, there it is, Javier Mendez and the Mendez Team. And if you're watching, you saw that come right across the bottom of the screen. And if you're listening, go check out the description. We're going to have all that contact information in there for you. And here's a guy who's a coach, who's a mentor, who's out there putting the work in, boots on ground, still handing out his cell phone number because he knows that's what it takes to get the job done. So, Amen. Javier, my brother, man, great having you here today. Dave, anything you want to say to Javier before we wrap it up?
Man, it's just good to sit down with the Godfather, Javier, dude.
Let's go.
In all seriousness, because this is going to go out. It's going to go out on Facebook, Instagram, and all that stuff. You agents out there that are looking for a home, man, give him a call.
Yeah.
I think a phone call will change a lot of lives.
That's it, man. He's here to coach you to become the best version of yourself that you could become.
Yeah.
Oh, I can guarantee you I've created some great agents out there.
Yeah.
For sure, from coaching them.
We're looking at one right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. It's all good. I'm feeling blessed, you guys. Thank you for your time. I do appreciate it as well.
No, we appreciate you, brother. We appreciate you. So we're your real estate success partners. I'm Devin Dubuc.
I'm David Wynn.
If you want to check us out, come on over to realestatesuccesspartner.com. Again, that's realestatesuccesspartner.com. But if you want to check this one out, and we think you should in person, come over to YouTube and meet Javier Mendez live on YouTube. Again, that's going to be found at the Dubuc Team on YouTube, or you can head over to IG, Facebook, TikTok. We're going to be on all those different handles. Make sure you comment. We'd love to hear your feedback. We appreciate those honest reviews. But until the next time, we'll see you then.
See you guys.